just realized something. Every horror movie that I've reviewed on this channel so far has been a remake of some sort. Well, that changes today. God damn it! In case you guys don't know, The Evil Dead is a remake of Sam Raimi's 1978 short film, Within the Woods. Also, Alien by Ridley Scott is commonly considered a spiritual successor or ripoff of a movie called It. I've never heard that one before. The Terror from Beyond Space. Right at the beginning of the movie, Ash, Bruce Campbell, spikes the lens. Quick vocabulary for everyone. Spiking the lens is when an actor looks directly into the camera when it's not in the script, and is considered very unprofessional. One thing this movie does phenomenally is its camera work. The camera for Evil Dead has become iconic, and for good reason. The acting in this film is so over the top that the actors use 50s tropes, like putting their hands in front of their faces when they scream. I love it. When Scotty almost crashes the car, Ash has his head out of the window. But in the next shot, Ash's window is completely rolled up. One of the two people standing by the road when Scotty honks his horn is the director, Sam Raimi. When the car crosses the bridge, you could see a crew member that's standing behind the bridge in a bit of shrubbery, who's also spiking the lens. When Scotty is walking up to the cabin, the film is genuinely eerie, and the scene is really well done. In the cabin that this movie was filmed in, the cabin didn't actually have a cellar. So whenever you see the cellar door open, it's 100% visual effects. The effect was achieved by digging a hole directly into the ground and adding a few stairs. Also, whenever Ash is inside the cellar, it's in a different location entirely. When Ash is berating Scotty about playing the tape when Cheryl told them to stop, it genuinely feels like a mid-80s PSA. One thing that's excellent about this film is that you genuinely don't know who the protagonist is. Granted, Ash has been so ingrained into pop culture by now that you probably would already know that he's the lead, but still. Okay, there's one scene in particular that I feel like I need to talk about. If you haven't seen The Evil Dead before or haven't heard about this infamous scene, well, a tree, you know what? The most unbelievable thing in this movie is the group's reaction to when Cheryl returns to the cabin. Especially Ash's response, because he is uncharacteristically harsh, at least for his role in this movie. Because Cheryl might not have been attacked by trees, she was definitely attacked by something. Honestly, this scene makes a hell of a lot more sense in the original script, because originally the group was supposed to be smoking pot while listening to the tapes. This would have been a lot better. Not only does it explain why Ash was acting so uncharacteristically, but it also recontextualizes the whole film. When the group is watching Ash and Cheryl leave the cabin, the door behind them is open, illuminating them. In the next shot, the door is closed. When Cheryl first turns into a deadite, the film actually is really well made. As she turns into a deadite, two people are playing a card guessing game. And Cheryl, who's not playing, starts saying every card correctly as her voice changes. This is one of the only horror movies where using the blunt side of a weapon actually makes sense. The deadites aren't just random creatures trying to kill them, but they're their friends. Ash gets knocked into every goddamn shelf that's in this cabin. When Scotty is dismembering the deadite that possessed his girlfriend, the deadite's hand is reaching out to Scotty. Except the deadite earlier cut off its own hand, and Scotty, the first thing that he hacks off is the other one. Progressively through this movie, Bruce Campbell's acting gets better, especially when he's acting paranoid. When this film first came out, it was received as one of the most horrifying and shocking films ever made for its excessive use of blood. Nowadays, thankfully, it's embraced for its schlocky nature. Oh god! All in all, this film is really, really bad. In fact, it's probably the worst film that I can stomach watching. 10 out of 10, will watch again.